Can you keep your old bank account if you've moved to Spain? Do all banks have the same rules? Why do you need a UK bank account anyway? And what have UK expats said about their UK banking experience since moving to Spain? Stick around and I'll give you all the answers and tell you what the main banks are offering. Welcome to YouTooSpain. Let's dance! Hi, I'm Skatz. Let's get straight to the point. Some people's banks in the UK have told them they can't have an account with them if they've moved to Spain. Is that legal? Well, if it's in the bank's regulations, then yes, they have the right to close your account. But is it legal to keep a UK bank account open? Yes, there's actually no law against that, or against opening a new account as a non-resident, but that doesn't mean it's easy or possible to get one. First of all, let's have a quick look at why you might need to keep your UK bank account open. If you're working remotely for a UK company, or you have investments or expenses in the UK. If you have a pension that must be paid into a UK account. If you're renting off a property in the UK. If you want to hold currency in UK sterling until the exchange rate is favourable. If you have a business in the UK, so you can keep a business account, especially if you've got employees, expenses, clients, contractors or suppliers in the UK and you don't really want to be paying transaction fees all of the time. So, which banks are keeping accounts open? Let's quickly run through the high street banks and see what they say. First of all, Barclays Bank. On the homepage of their website, there's a huge contradiction. To begin with, it says, and I quote, "If you live outside the UK or you're planning to move abroad in the future, you could face changes to your banking and investment products and services. You'll be unable to open any new products or services with Barclays UK, including increasing borrowing limits on your existing accounts." So that sounds like you can keep your account, but then further down the page it says, "For your accounts to stay open, you and everyone you have an account with need to live in the UK, and all the addresses we have for you also need to be in the UK." So forget about keeping a Barclays account, they're playing hardball with the rules. They do, however, have an international bank account, which looks great, but you need to keep at least £100,000 in there, so it's not for everyone. Moving along then, Lloyds Bank seem to be saying you can keep your existing account and use an overseas address. Yay! They also have an international account which has a monthly fee of £7.50 and you need to have income of at least £50,000 or savings of £25,000. There's a savings account too with a lower balance required, but that doesn't seem to be suitable for everyday banking. Next is HSBC. I can't find anywhere on their website that says you can't keep your old account. All of my searches though landed on their international accounts page, which looks promising to begin with, but unfortunately Spain isn't on the list of countries where it says you can open your account. And even if it was, although it says you can open an account in advance, the documents and proofs they ask you for in order to open the account would be nigh on impossible to get in advance. So what about NatWest? On their Brexit FAQs page, they say there should be no change to how you make and receive payments to EU countries, and you can continue to access your bank account through the mobile app. That was written before Brexit though, but they've not changed the answers since then. Again, just like the other banks, they offer an international account, but once again, Spain isn't on the list of eligible countries. What about Santander then? Well, they say you can keep your existing UK account. However, if there's a change in regulations, they will contact you and let you know your options. They've got an international account too, doesn't have a list of eligible countries on their website, and you need a deposit of £75,000 to open it. It says there are no monthly fees, which is better than some of the others. Okay, so that's the big banks. Before I tell you what expats from our Facebook group are reporting about what their banks have said, it's worth saying that all of the banks were talking about their currency exchange and multi-currency accounts as if they're offering the best experience in currency exchange. But although they don't charge commission, The exchange rates they quote are much lower than you'd get through a currency broker. I interviewed our friend Jack Wiggs all about it, and the video link is below so you can watch that and take some expert advice. And there's also a link for a free account there as well. So, what are you all saying about what the banks have told you? Well, we had a report from Nationwide. That's different from the ones I reported before, but they are allowing existing accounts to stay open. But you're not allowed to make any changes, like adding a name to make it a joint account or taking out a loan. It could be that their building society status means they're not bound by exactly the same banking rules as the main high street banks. They need a licence to operate in each individual country, which is probably why Spain doesn't appear on a lot of the bank's lists. Another person said that HSBC are allowing new accounts to be opened, which they said was a UK account for non-residents. That's hopeful, but the experience of opening an account was so difficult with uploading of documents and bad communication that they completely gave up. One viewer said the online banks seem to be able to operate cross-border perfectly well, probably because they're not based in the UK. But be aware that you may not be able to do what you could with your old UK account for the same reason. I've had reports from people saying that NatWest and Santander have told them they can keep their UK accounts and register them to a Spanish address, but not make any changes, don't open any new accounts. One of our Facebook community members said they've kept their Nationwide, Halifax and Barclays accounts, but they still have a UK address, and it's not one that they're renting out, by the way. They have both business and personal accounts in the UK. Sounds like if you have your own business in the UK like that, most things are still possible, except depositing UK cheques using the app, apparently. But as cheques are becoming a thing of the past and it's possible to do almost everything online these days, I can't see that being a problem for most people. So that's the information I have so far. If you have any other information or updates, then please put them in the comments below, and I'll update everyone on Facebook and make a new video when there's enough to add. Click on the like button and subscribe, and click on the bell if this video has been helpful to you. And I will see you on the next video or live on our regular weekly Saturday show at 9 o'clock UK time. That's 10 AM in Spain. Peas and fluff, let's dance.